What's up, 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 my steady steppers. What is up? What is up? What is up? We are back. We back with another lit situation going on. Grand rising, and welcome back to the Steady Stepping Podcast. I hope you all had a fantastic week. I hope you all implemented some things, and I really hope you guys produce some value for somebody else and change somebody's life throughout the week. So, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and jump right into this great situation. We got Denim over there behind the camera. He is the cameraman for this episode. So shout out to him, son, and shout out to you, son, for being in the building with me today for shooting the Steady.Stepping.Podcast. But y'all already know what's going on. This episode is brought to you and sponsored by RGC. No job too big or small, just call RGC. Because y'all already know we love to get customers from A to Z with no headache in between. And we're going to make sure that we serve you all to the highest capacity possible. So, as y'all know, we've been on this amazing journey with the podcast, with going to our next level, with reading all these amazing books. We're reading all these amazing books and just really doing everything that we can control to take us to our next level mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. So, oh, y'all, I've been manifesting. I've been manifesting on something in the background of my mind. And I'm going to tell y'all. So I was manifesting that one day I was going to host a morning meetup call, right? And then I got a call from, we was on MMU, and Bryn shot me a message like, I need to holler at you when we off the call. And I was like, okay, cool. So she gave me the amazing opportunity to host a call, because she was like, man, I think that would be awesome for you. And I was like, you know what? That's funny that you asked me that, because I had been manifesting it, but I had been telling myself when I was going to do it when I finally take some time off and like really know I'm going to have time in my schedule to host the call. But when she called me, I was like, shoot, I'll move some stuff around in my schedule to make that happen for you in the whole MMU community. So, and that came with really just showing up, being the best version of myself every day, and really manifesting and taking the time to add value to the community. Because like when I first got into MMU, I was just trying to promote, not even really just filling out the environment and seeing what value and where I could be creative and help at. You get what I'm saying? So for it to be 2 years later, going on 2 years later in the community, it's really amazing to see the change and growth within myself and the gentleman and great creative that I've become. And I'm so thankful for that, because I was just talking to a friend last night, and I was like, me being further along in my journey now versus where I was like a year or even 2 years ago, I'm afraid to even think and imagine if I would have stayed back at that old me. Because I've really been getting tested, y'all. Like tested on a whole nother level as far as like spirituality, mental health, and just really going in a direction that I see fit. Because throughout this amazing enlightenment, you know, as we ask for more things, we get tested to see how we're going to react or even respond. So, like a great example, right? So Denim is with me this weekend, and we went to do some grading work, and I was out there on the machine. He was out there with me. We was on the machine, and I thought that I was doing the grading in an efficient, effective way. But so my mentor was telling me that I was, instead of pushing the material out, I was dragging it back and looking to grade it. But I wasn't doing it in the most effective way because of it was a miscommunication from what I thought he was saying and to what he actually meant. So we was operating on the machine, and then the machine got to popping. So I'm like, okay, I started looking at my tracks, and I'm like, oh, the wheel. So what happened was the track had jumped off within the spindle. So it popped off, and I'm like, oh man. So at this time, I'm like, oh, first day back out here, and I'm just. So I'm like, okay, keep calm. It's nothing. We can fix it. So then he's like, okay. He comes to assess what happens, and I'm like, man. Okay, so he's like, okay, you got to do this, boom, boom, bam, bam, take this apart, and then push the track, collapse the track, so you can put it back, so you can put the track back on the spindle, so the machine can go back to work. So I'm like, okay, so I did that. We collapsed the track, and then I'm like, man. So we ended up fighting with it about 2 hours. Me and one of the other gentlemen out there that was helping, and he just walked off like, man, I'm not dealing with y'all in this today. So that collapsed, and we got that back together. So I was like, wow, because I was really at the point feeling overwhelmed because it was a lot going on. Denim was just doing what Denim does and don't put the truck in reverse while we working, and it was just like, man, it was like raining and it was muddy. You did put it in reverse, and I told you not to put it in reverse and mess with it. But I was just thankful of the situation still being controllable and manageable, all because I made sure I managed it in my mind first, because yeah, it was a lot of different elements going on and whatnot, but I always had to remember that if I freak out, the situation is going to get a lot worse. But I have to remember to keep calm, because we always got a mission that needs to be accomplished. And the mission was to put the track back on the machine so we can get the material graded out. So I'm like, okay, we finally get it back graded on. And we finally get the track back on. And I was like, wow, what an experience. So very thankful for that. And being able to just really not freak out and manage the situation first mentally and then physically. Because, I can't even say what the old me would do. Because the old me wasn't there. This was the new me. And I was so awesome and appreciative of everything that had went on for the weekend, because we was able to host the morning meetup call, go out there and learn something about doing pre-trips on the machines, and then I was able to go do my favorite thing, which was burn stuff. So we was down at the family land, and I was went down there to help clean up a little bit and stuff. So I decided I was gonna start a fire because it was some stuff in a burn barrel that needed to be we was gonna throw it in a dumpster, but I'm like, why would we do that? We can burn it. And then come to find out it was a bunch of paper in the house that needed to be burned. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna burn the paper. So we got the burning, and I was just burning, just in my zone. Had got that thing up. Man, I was out there burning for about a good 4 hours. But like throughout that 48 hour time period, it was really a steady journey of my emotions. Honestly, like it was a high and low. But one thing I did clap it up for myself was I maintained a high frequency of thinking, because of the influx of emotions, they wanted my energy and my activity wanted to take a dip, but I always had to remember it's about to keep going. The mission is to keep going. The mission is to keep going. Like, yeah, you can feel that emotion, but always remember you have to keep going to accomplish the mission. Like, even with Denim today, I've been learning how to effectively communicate with my sons and to reach them where they're at in their mindset, for them to get the message that I want them to receive throughout the task. So when I say that, I mean, how can I communicate on his level when he does something that I disagree with, or that isn't the most positive for his development, which i.e. breaking bad habits? Because all the habits that are created within him as well as his brother before the age of 7 carry on throughout their life. And it's a lot harder to break a habit when he's 8 or 9 than it will be to break a habit when he's still at this very, very mental, spiritual, and physical development stage. Because he's able to truly understand, but I have to be able to articulate it to him as his father and as his leader, so that he knows this is not acceptable, or this is acceptable, and this is how I get rewards, and this is what brings consequences. So that's why another reason I'm very thankful for me going through my leadership processes and development, and me going through my communication development, as well as my speech and my spiritual journey as well, because I had to realize he's my offspring, and understand what an offspring is when it comes to the creation aspect. He is a direct development and creative thought of me. So I get the beautiful opportunity to shape and mold and create the young man that I see fit through his perception. Because he'll take my ideas, process them in his brain, and use them for his benefit, and then become the man that he truly desires to be. So everything has to be in the highest vibration, so he'll receive it with the highest vibration, and he'll put it back out with the highest vibration. And that will allow me to ensure that he's his best success, that he will be in the best standing that he can be in, that he will be in the best spiritual elevation phase of life and appreciation that he can be, that he is truly my new life. So everything that I'm doing, the way that I'm communicating with him, the way that I'm articulating my thoughts to him, the way that I'm disciplining him, all this is gonna be an intricate part in his development. And for us having the visitation and things set up the way they do, I'm challenged to be a lot more effective in a lot smaller time span. Yes. No. So for me to be effective, I have to understand what works for him and what doesn't work for him, and how I can get that in bite-sized pieces to plant the seed in his mind so they can grow fruitful trees. And I'm just so thankful to be able to see the moment of teaching and the moment of learning throughout these experiences of actually being an evolved father and actually being an enlightened father, to know what my mission really is. And my mission really is to make sure Denim and Junior are at a much better accelerated rate to their success, or their version of success, in their vision throughout this time on this universal planet. And for me to be able to understand that and not get so caught up in always just chasing the money or living the life that I deserve or living what anybody else may deem to be a successful life, but really spending the time to mold and guide those young men through my experience and perspective, but also with my new knowledge and my new understanding and willingness and eagerness to really put them ahead of their time. Like to take their hand and really help them time travel, to put them 25 years ahead of their own situation. Like, nah, son, don't do this. Yes, son, do this. Yeah, we're going to do this while you're this age. So when you get this age, you already ready. You already know what to do with it. Because honestly, really, I wasn't even going to come on here and chop it up about this. I was going to talk about manifestation. But through thinking, this is real manifestation. Me learning, growing, and knowing what to teach my sons so they can manifest and they can know what manifestation is and they can see what manifestation is. Because they look at me, I'm their example. Even with me not being with them 24/7, I'm still a big example of them because they know who I am. I'm a very active father, and they know that and they can see my energy. They see my energy and they understand Dad is my leader and Dad is going to make sure that I'm in the best position possible. And that's what we are as parents. We are guiders. We are lights for our children.
Look, you have
And that we have obligation to them to put them light years and eons ahead of where we are and where we were at their age. Because we have more knowledge, we have more information, and we have more resources. So we are going to let you know this episode is brought to you by The Morning Meetup, the number one place that I have found to be effective in my daily routine. Monday through Friday, 7:45 starts the accountability club. At 8:11, we go ahead and what we do. 7:45 is the accountability club. 8 o'clock we start the book club, and then we go ahead and roll into the amazing show. That place right there for only $4.99 a year. No, I apologize. Only $3.99 a year. Only $3.99 a year. You get all that value. You get over $1 million worth of value out of the morning meetup if you are willing to learn, listen, and implement on the action. Like that community right there, those are my fam. MMU fam, y'all are my fam, and y'all know it. Y'all already know how we be coming on MMU fam. Because that's a whole nother environment that just allows you to be creative and it forces you to be the highest version of yourself. Because you be hearing all the testimonials from the morning meetup and you just like, man, I got a business too. Why am I not executing? Oh, it's because, you're not thinking of the right thoughts and the right processes. It's a couple steps that you're missing in between. And I promise you, once you get into the morning meetup, you're going to find a couple more steps. And just very thankful of being able to spend time with him. Because time is waiting on no one. And it always keeps going. Yes, son. And time keeps going on. So we're not gonna be too long today, and I'm gonna go ahead and close this episode out because Denim is ready to play Monopoly. And I just wanted to let y'all know manifestation is real, but once you manifest, because you gotta manifest the thought, you gotta believe in the action, and you gotta execute on the plan. Those three steps are truly gonna propel you at a velocity of a rocket ship, going into a whole nother atmosphere. So be mindful of what you manifest, because what you manifest is in your thoughts. And your thoughts create your reality through action. So thank you guys. Thank you for tapping in and tuning in with another lit episode on the Steady Stepping Podcast. Always remember, no job too big or small. Just call RGC because we are here to help and serve you from A to Z with all your household projects. And we going to get it done for y'all because we are tapped in and we are creative value experts. So I love y'all. I can't wait to see y'all back on another episode of the Steady Stepping Podcast. And see y'all next week. Let's go. Let's grow.